myself from being hurt from people that I love. I couldn't figure out how I was going to make it. The role of people, how you want to be treated, and that is always.
The lights of Hollywood glitter. But behind the sparkle lies a story so shocking it threatens to shatter friendships, families, and reputations. Imagine Alicia Keys, one of the most respected voices in music, standing center stage not to sing but to break down in tears as whispers of betrayal circle around her. Imagine Lala Anthony, radiant, smiling, but hiding a secret so explosive it could flip the entire entertainment world upside down. And at the center of it all, Swizz Beatz, the man caught between two powerful women who know him better than anyone else. It began quietly, almost too quietly. For years, Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz were seen as the ultimate power couple. Their love story painted as one of resilience, creativity, and trust. They appeared inseparable, their bond celebrated as something rare in an industry full of fleeting connections. But what happens when loyalty is tested in the most personal way possible? That's where Lala Anthony's name enters the picture. And suddenly, nothing seems as stable as it once appeared. Behind the scenes, whispers grew louder. At first,
so I don't have a problem with you, Lala, and your husband.
Oh.
Whoa. Okay, all right, so wait, backstory. Because I held this in for an entire year, right? So when we first launched the reunion show, somebody that claims to be working in Swizz's camp reached out to me in what I now know is a DM via direct messenger, right? Saying, I work for Swizz and I need you to know that him and Lala have been having an affair. They are madly in love with each other, but he has already told Lala and continues to tell her, calm down, I'm not leaving my wife. If you don't believe me, go on his page on IG. He always starts leaving comments in the morning and she be the first one to respond. But she don't just leave one response. She keeps it going and going and going to the point where he says, you gotta chill because it's starting to look obvious to my wife. So I said, who are you and why are you giving this information to me?
It was innocent Lala and Swizz spending time together at events, laughing over inside jokes, supporting each other's projects. But then, certain interactions became harder to explain. Lingering glances, extended conversations, and a comfort level that suggested more than just casual friendship. To outsiders, it might have seemed harmless. To Alicia, however, the signals were impossible to ignore. The breaking point came when Alicia herself uncovered the truth, not through paparazzi lenses, not through gossip, but through her own instincts. Late nights when Swizz wasn't answering his phone. Mysterious absences with vague excuses, and text messages that didn't quite match the timelines he offered. Alicia's heart told her something was wrong long before her mind could fully accept it, and when she finally confronted Swizz, the truth spilled out. Not only was there a closeness between him and Lala, but rumors of a secret engagement had already started to spread in their private circles. Imagine Alicia Keys, the woman who built a life on authenticity and vulnerability, suddenly feeling like a stranger in her own marriage, her voice, usually powerful enough to silence arenas, now cracking under the weight of betrayal. She didn't just feel replaced, she felt erased. And when she publicly exposed the connection between Lala and Swizz, it wasn't done with anger, but with tears. Raw, uncontrollable, human tears. For Lala Anthony, the situation was equally complicated. She had always been admired for her charm, her independence, and her resilience after stepping away from her marriage to Carmelo Anthony. To see her now linked to another woman's husband, and not just any woman but Alicia Keys, was a twist few could have predicted. The whispers of a secret engagement raised one haunting question. Had Lala been planning a future with Swizz all along, while Alicia stood unknowingly on the sidelines? The engagement itself, if true, wasn't grand or public. No flashy ring. On social media, no big announcement. Instead, it was hidden, tucked away, as though both Lala and Swizz knew the storm it would unleash if it ever came to light. Yet secrets, no matter how deeply buried, have a way of clawing their way to the surface, and once Alicia learned the truth, there was no going back. Swizz Beatz found himself at the center of the storm. A man forced to choose between two women who had both defined major chapters of his life.
Bro, you know, you're not doing too bad yourself. You come through and shut it down every single time. Tell me what you both are looking forward to tonight.
Just having fun and seeing a lot of people we haven't seen in a long time. You know, this is a night of art, supporting the Met as artists and collectors ourselves, and we just want to have fun and just have that New York state of mind.
Of course, you have so many big New York records.
His love for Alicia was undeniable. Years of marriage, children, a legacy built together. But his bond with Lala carried a different kind of energy, one rooted in excitement and the thrill of something new. When he finally confirmed that his relationship with Lala had crossed lines, Alicia's world collapsed in real time. The tears Alicia shed weren't just for the betrayal. They were for the life she thought she had secured, the foundation she thought was unshakable. She cried for the songs she had written about everlasting love, for the promises made under the stars, for the image of family that now seemed like a fading photograph. Her voice cracked as she revealed that she could no longer keep silent, that the world deserves to know the truth, no matter how painful. Lala, in her own way, carried the weight. The idea of being branded a homewrecker wasn't something she took lightly, and yet, the pull toward Swizz seemed undeniable. Those who know her say she had convinced herself that Alicia and Swizz's marriage was already broken long before she stepped in. That her connection with him wasn't betrayal, but fate. But fate doesn't erase hurt. Fate doesn't soften the sting of betrayal when someone you love admits they've given their heart to another. The question now hangs heavy in the air. What happens next? Can Alicia ever forgive a man who stood beside her on world stages only to betray her off them? Can Lala ever escape the shadow of a relationship that began with secrecy? And can Swizz truly navigate the wreckage of two women who both gave him pieces of their soul? In the days that followed Alicia's emotional revelation, the world watched closely. She didn't lash out with venom. She spoke with heartbreak. She didn't point fingers. She let the truth speak for itself. But her tears told the story more vividly than words ever could. They revealed the pain of a woman who had built her life on trust, only to find that trust shattered when she least expected it. Lala, too, stayed quiet, perhaps waiting for the storm to settle, perhaps unsure of how to defend herself without making the situation worse. The silence from her side only fueled the speculation. Was she waiting for Swizz to stand beside her publicly, or was she rethinking everything now that the truth was out? The engagement rumors still linger, unconfirmed yet impossible to dismiss. And then there's Swizz, a man known for his creativity, his beats, his ability to bring people together through music. But even he couldn't orchestrate a harmony between the two women now caught in this love triangle. His admission, though shocking, was strangely calm, as if he had already accepted the consequences of his choices. But acceptance doesn't erase damage. It only acknowledges that damage has been done. The entertainment world thrives on drama, but this story cuts deeper than a headline. It's about love, loyalty, and the fragility of trust. It's about how quickly a fairy tale can turn into a nightmare when secrets come to light. It's about the resilience of a woman who, even in tears, stood strong enough to share her truth. And it's about the uncertainty of a future now clouded by betrayal. So, where does this leave us? With more questions than answers, will Alicia rebuild her life without Swizz, pouring her pain into music that touches millions? Will Lala find herself standing alone? Or will she truly step into the role of Swizz's new partner despite the backlash? And will Swizz ever be able to repair the image of a man who once symbolized love and partnership, but now embodies conflict and heartbreak? The story is still unfolding, and every twist only deepens the intrigue. Alicia Keys' tears weren't just a reaction, they were a message. A message that no matter how powerful or famous, betrayal cuts the same way for everyone. And Lala Anthony's silence speaks volumes, leaving us all wondering what her next move will be. As for Swizz Beatz, he now walks a thin line between love and loyalty, a line that may define the rest of his life. If you've been captivated by this roller coaster of emotions, don't just watch in silence. Share your thoughts. Whose side do you stand on? Do you believe in second chances, or do some betrayals leave scars too deep to heal? Hit that like button if you felt Alicia's pain, drop a comment with your thoughts on this shocking love triangle, and subscribe for more stories that reveal the hidden truths behind the stars. Because if this saga has proven anything, it's that the brightest lights often cast the darkest shadows, and the next chapter is just around the corner.